Great League is currently in a condition that you either use Annihilape, you either get Annihilaped, or you simply can do something different. A third option that is to completely counter that Pokemon, and most probably you can have a lot of wins in the process. What I figured out though is that this team is not only good against Annihilape but also against the entire meta. It is kinda spicy with Shadow Houndour as our closer, but it is definitely worth it because these three Pokemon can totally farm down that Annihilape without spending a sweat, and that can be the key element of our team. Let's start off the video now with the Whiskas up in front, and this Pokemon has nothing to offer up against our bulky mountain here who has horrible IVs. Okay, I know my IVs are kinda garbage, but I don't care. I'm just gonna stay in here now with the Ice Beam up against that poor Skarmory, and of course Skarmory is a big core breaker of our team. We're gonna see it later on soon after this battle, I believe, as a lead option so that you can understand how you can use this team even against the worst possible opponent, something like a Skarmory for example, because against a Lantern obviously you want to switch out to your Sableye. Enough about that. As you can see here, my opponent is having the newly showcased Pokemon Annihilape in their team, and obviously here we're just gonna go full farm down because we don't care at all about shields, and eventually we can get that victory against a legend trainer now, and we're having the Skarmory that I was talking about up in front, switching out immediately to our Sableye, and let's see how we can handle this situation from now on. They're just gonna switch out after they farm up a lot of extra energy, which is kind of a big deal for them to be fair, because my team is kinda weak to those sky attacks. Of course we can survive with Mountain, but with Houndour not so much. This Pokemon is extremely glass, sometimes glacier even than a Shadow Zapdos. So here comes now my Mountain, able to survive whatever they throw here, and in the process we can farm up all that extra energy, so down goes that Gligar. Now they're gonna throw some energy, and you know what, I'm just gonna take it, whatever that is, just a sky attack, and then I will press here my Ice Beam. The whole reason that I want to use my Ice Beam here is to put that Pokemon as low as possible, and guess what, at the back they have an Annihilape, which is pretty good news for my Houndour, able to completely farm down, and just gonna do the same with the Skarmory, not gonna throw any move out there, and this team is absolutely insane once again. Up against the Poliwrath now, returning to a very good lead, but still they can make this one pretty close, especially with those back-to-back icy wins. However, as it seems, my opponent here decides to sacrifice their Poliwrath, which means that at the back they might be actually having an Annihilape once again. Now they merge to the battle with the Clodsire, and yeah, my hopes are up for that. So Clodsire here is gonna be able to one-shot down our Mountain at this range with a simple Stone Edge. We do not like that, so I will try to catch on my Sableye, and of course my opponent will expect that, so at this point we're just gonna go in there with our Sableye and we cannot catch at all. So instead we're gonna get hit by the Earthquake, and now the Stone Edge to finish us off. It doesn't matter, we still took a shield out of play, and you can already imagine that my whole play over here is to leave that shield advantage for the end game and my Houndour, but to do so I have to sacrifice a shield in the process, because as it seems at the back there has to be a fighter. So Clodsire here is gonna block for the final time to finish off my Mountain. Now they are shieldless, zero fighter at the back, but instead the Pokemon that is pretty weak to the ice types, one-shotting it down with my Shadow Hunter. Let's take that big victory once again, trainers. Are you kidding me? This team is absolutely insane. Into the next battle now with the Houndour up in front, and obviously this is kinda good for us, but we need to take care of the switch at some point. So here it comes, the Mountain right straight on my Ice Beam range, but we know better, able to overfarm here, and now switching out to our Sableye. We're having now foul play to do massive damage on their end, and they want to block. This is kinda crucial for us, because right here all we have to do is to block in return, because this is a unique scenario that we can take both of them shields out of play, and look at that, we can absolutely do that. So Mountain is gonna go in, just gonna go for that extra wing attack because it is worth of 2 turns while the Hex is 3, and of course then we can outspeed to that charge attack. Down they go, now Lickitung returns into the battle, and of course Ice Beam is gonna be our main way to go. Since the first one did that much of damage, I'm just gonna go now for the RLAs just in case they can outspeed here, and now they're gonna throw their energy. So at this point I know that the Power Whip is coming up, and hopefully we can survive here with those very bad IVs, switching out to their Gligar, and I need to finish them off right on time because they're getting super close to another Aerial Ace and I do not want to risk that. Down they go in one shot. Now that Lickitung returns, able to deal lethal damage with the Body Slam, and a few licks later we cannot reach to the Ice Punch, but still we can get our hands on that Aerial Ace, and that is gonna be the end game of this battle. Pretty close one and well played to my opponent because that one really got me the sweats. Into the next battle now, and we're having Annihilape up in front. Target acquired, target locked, and now we're just gonna keep going with our Mantine up against that Lickitung. So Lickitung is obviously a threat for our backline, but with Mantine up in front, I'm pretty glad that I can counter it over here. And perhaps they're thinking now that they can have the upper hand over my Mantine, but all we have to do is to just stay in and then provide either one of our ghost types at the back to finish off that counter user. So Body Slam now will not finish us off, just gonna leave us with 1 HP. Bad IVs matter, as we can see, and of course now we're gonna go in there with our Sableye because even if they throw that Power Whip, we can easily get ahead on energy by not blocking at all. Down goes now Lickitung. This was pretty crucial for us. I know that Annihilape is not coming up, but still we are expecting their third Pokemon. Dugong is at the back and we're having back-to-back foul plays for this Pokemon before they even reach to that first debuff. So here comes now the second, and if they throw here, which they do I believe, we're gonna have the upper hand still because if we block we cannot get farmed down by those Ice Shards, at least not before we reach to another foul play. They're kind of obliged in using a shield here, so down goes that final shield, so my Hunter now can easily go in, survive whatever they throw because of that shield advantage, and now at the back they have the Annihilape. This Shadow Ball is gonna send it back to the cemetery. We're gonna take a huge victory with those Shadow Claws and Shadow Hunter as our pure closer. Into the next battle now with a Clodsire up against us. This Pokemon with Stone Edge can be a real mess for our Mantine, but without it not so much. Nevertheless, they are still gonna switch out to that Sableye of their own. Just gonna go for the first move and then switch out to my own Sableye because now I know that even with bad IVs that I have on mine, we can still farm down in the process if they are not careful. All I have to do at this point is to go ahead and push for that CMP because of the high attack stat that I have on my bad IV Sableye. Down they go, not gonna block or anything, so right here I have a double foul play ready to go before I faint down. Sometimes bad IVs matter, and in this incident on the mirror battle, my bad IVs absolutely gave me the upper hand. Even if that is gonna be a Stone Edge, I don't care at all, but they end up going for the Sludge Bomb for a lot of damage. So here comes now my Aerial Ace for the bait up against the Dragonite, and look at the damage output on both ends. Can we farm down in the process before they do anything weird? This is the main question, and the answer is no, we cannot. So Dragonite here is gonna take a big victory for my opponent. It doesn't matter at all, but still that was a well played battle by my trainer, by my opponent, by my foe. Yeah, that is the correct saying, Ganeto. Into the final one now, and we're having the Whiskas up against our Mantine. Okay, obviously this is kinda good for us, but still the main key element of this battle is that Whiskas can make this one a very close battle if they manage to block the Ice Beam, and guess what? They did it. So here comes now my Aerial Ace instead of the Ice Beam before they debuff me, and now they're gonna reach to another move. This time I believe they can apply the debuff, which is kinda crucial for them since now they can easily outspeed to a double Scald even though I am already on my first Aerial Ace. So here it comes. Let's see, trainers, how low can we bring that Pokemon? Enough to get them to another move. That was a CMP I believe which we won. That was super close, and at this point we're just gonna have a soft lead win up in front. Now switching out to the Sableye because at the back they have a Mandibuzz, and I'm feeling comfortable here because with that Mandibuzz around I think that they're not gonna switch out at all. So all I have to do here is to time correctly my moves. That was their third Snarl, so that could not be a Dark Pulse or anything. We can easily go in there with our Sableye and survive 2 moves in the process while we can take both of them shields out of play. those Nards are gonna do so much damage to my Haunter, but with the shields up and by blocking whatever they throw, we might actually get a chance at winning them down. So here comes now another move. We need to be extremely careful here. Aerial Ace is coming up. My Ice Punch is gonna go through before they reach to their switch, which is very crucial. Now switching out to their Gligar, all I have to do is to reach to a double Ice Punch, one for the Gligar, one for the Mandibuzz, and Shadow Haunter will once again grab another huge victory for our team, and we can get trainers. That is gonna be the end of today's content. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you are new to my content, and over here I have 2 videos for you that you might be interested in. With that said, thank you for watching once again, it really means a lot, and I hope to see you all into the next one.